using the is less than or equal to condition for due dates. Welcome back, everyone. In this session, we're going to create a Power Automate flow that checks if tasks are due soon or today and sends an alert to the assigned user. This is useful when we want reminders not just for tasks due within the next few days, but also for those due today. Our project tasks SharePoint list will be the data source, and we'll use the is less than or equal to operator to identify tasks due today or within 3 days from now. This practice will ensure that users are notified of imminent deadlines, helping to keep tasks on track. SharePoint list structure. Overview. Before we get started, let's make sure we understand the key columns we'll be using in our project tasks list. Title: the name or description of the task. Assigned to: the person responsible for completing the task. Due date: the deadline for the task. Status: this field represents the task's current state, with options such as not started, in progress, or completed. Our flow will use 2 conditions. Due date: we'll check if the due date is today or within the next 3 days. Status: we'll skip tasks that are already completed to avoid sending unnecessary notifications. Set up the trigger. Let's begin by setting up an automated cloud flow to trigger each time a new task is created in SharePoint. Create the flow. Go to Power Automate's main dashboard and select Create on the left. Choose Automated Cloud Flow and give it a clear name like Upcoming Task Notification. Select Trigger. In the Choose Your Flow's trigger panel, search for when an item is created, then select it. This will trigger our flow each time a new item is added to our project tasks list. Configure the trigger. Site address. Select the SharePoint site containing your list. List name. Choose project tasks to ensure the flow targets the correct list. Step 2. Add condition to check the due date. Now, let's add our is less than or equal to condition to check if the due date is today or within 3 days from today. Add a condition step, click plus new step, search for condition, and add it to your flow. Configure the due date condition. First field. Select due date from the dynamic content. Operator. Choose is less than or equal to. Third field. Expression. Click Expression and type Add days UTC now 3. This sets our date threshold to 3 days from now, allowing us to capture tasks due soon. Adding a note here can be helpful for future reference. Click the 3 dots on this condition and choose Add a note. Write: this condition checks if the due date is today or within the next 3 days to notify the assigned user of tasks due soon. Add a condition to check the status. To avoid sending notifications for completed tasks, we'll add a second condition within the Yes branch of the first condition. Add the status condition. In the Yes branch of the due date condition, click plus Add an action, search for condition, and select it. Configure the status condition. First field. Choose status from dynamic content. Operator. Select is not equal to. Third field. Type completed in this box. This ensures that notifications are only sent for active tasks. Again, let's add a quick note explaining this condition. This condition prevents notifications for tasks already completed. Set up the email notification. With both conditions in place, we can now add the action to send an email notification if a task is both due soon and not marked as completed. Add the email action. Inside the Yes branch of the status condition, click plus Add an action and select Send an email V2. Configure the email. 2. Use assigned to email from dynamic content to address the email directly to the assigned user. Subject, type something like Upcoming Task Reminder, title, and insert title from dynamic content so that the task's name is clear in the subject. Body, write a simple message. The task title is due on due date. Please review and complete it soon. Including title and due date dynamically gives each message clear, relevant information. Saving and testing the flow. Click Save to store your flow, then choose Test to verify that it's working as expected. We'll create different test cases to confirm each condition behaves correctly. Test scenarios for is less than or equal to. Flow. Let's walk through a few test cases to make sure our flow handles various scenarios correctly. This will help us ensure that notifications are only sent for tasks that are both active and have an approaching due date. Scenario 1. Task due. Tomorrow details. Create a new task titled Client Review, with due date set for tomorrow and status set to In Progress. Expected result. Since this task is due within the next 3 days and is still active, an email notification should be sent. Execution. After creating this task, wait for the flow to trigger. Check the Assigned to Inbox to confirm the notification arrived. Scenario 2. Completed task due in 2 days. Details. Add a task titled Documentation Completion. With due date 2 days from now, but set the status to completed. Expected result. No email should be sent, as the flow should recognize that the task is marked as completed and skip sending a notification. Execution. After creating the item, check the flow run history. You should see that the flow stopped after evaluating the status condition. Scenario 3. Task with a future due date, more than 3 days away. Details. Create a task called Future Project Planning. With due date set 2 weeks from now and status set to Not Started. Expected result. Since the due date is beyond the 3-day window, the flow should not send an email. Execution. Add the item and verify in the flow's run history that it doesn't proceed past the due date condition. Scenario 4. Task due today and assign to yourself. Details: assign a task named Immediate Action Required to yourself with due date set to today and status set to In Progress. Expected result: since this task is both due today and active, an email notification should be triggered. Execution: after creating the item, wait a few moments for the flow to trigger, then check your inbox for the notification. Wrap up. Great work, everyone. We've created a flow using the is less than or equal to condition to capture tasks due soon and send notifications only for active tasks. This practice ensures that users are kept informed about immediate deadlines, reducing the chance of missed tasks. Remember, the speed of trigger activations depends on your Power Automate plan. Higher tier plans tend to respond faster. With our flow saved and tested, it's now live and actively monitoring for upcoming task deadlines. Thanks for following along, and keep these best practices in mind for future flows.